Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your channel, SideScrape here. Today we're going to be looking at the E-100, the German tier 10 heavy tank. There's two tanks you can really go into, there's the Mouse or there's the E-100. We're just going to be looking at the E-100 today. We're looking at some statistics on the compare site, looking at how to penetrate, how to side scrape and the weak points of this tank in detail. Then we'll be looking at two gameplays. One gameplay with a small gun, which is the 12.8cm or 128mm, and the 15cm 150mm gun, with the damage is quite different. So speed is 30 km per hour, 150 ton max weight, 2700 hit points. That's pretty chunky. Turret traverse at 20, traverse speed of the actual tank at 22, base armor 200mm at front, 120 150, and then you're looking at the turret. So there was a hole, and then the turret is 250 150 150. 3 rounds a minute, 16.88. My skills on my crews aren't that great, so you can get it down a lot more, maybe down to 16, maybe 15, depending on how good your screws are. But the view range is pretty good, 408 meters. That's not too bad. Let's look at some more statistics. First off, we're going to be comparing the E-100 with the American E5 and the Russian IS-7. So, depending on which gun we're going to look at the top values. So the gun 150 against 120 against 130. They all see exactly the same tiers. Most hit points is on the E-100 with 2,700, 2,200 HP with the E5, 2150 for the IS-7. So signal range, you can contact two other people. It's better on the E5. Speed limit is best on the IS-7. We all know that's such a monster tank, but it's still quite respectable when you look at 150 tons for 30 kilometers an hour. It reverses just the second fastest really. Well, it's on par with the IS-7, so it reversed out of danger quite well. 129 tons base weight, so you're looking at nearly double the weight. So when you're looking at the speed, it's not too bad. It's just a little bit slower than the E5. So you can imagine the ramming potential if you're going downhill. You do need, unfortunately, more crew, 6 members with the E100. Looking at the armour, it's 200mm at the front for the E100, 254 for obviously E5, 150 for the I7, but it has got a pike nose, so it is quite bouncy there. Turret armour, again, it's the best, 250 for some reason, because it's a lot of flat surfaces, it can be penetrated quite easily. When the IS-7, even if it has got slightly less penetration, armour, sorry, it is quite hard to penetrate on 203mm on the actual E5, but you can all know it's got a massive cupola on top, so it's quite easy to penetrate. Engine power 1200 horsepower, but it is the least horsepower to weight threshold. E5's got the best, so better acceleration, better at getting to speeds and uphill drive. Traverse speed, E5's a lot better, the E100 is the worst out of all three classes. Maximum climb angle, exactly the same as all three classes. Hard terrain resistant. Now this is a pretty good, so it's less resistant. Soft terrain resistant, same again. Fire chance 15%, it's pretty respectable. View range 400 meters. So all three of this very similar levels, but the turret traverse speed is slightly better on the i7, but it's a lot better on the E5 than it is. So you literally have to quite plan where you're going to be shooting at with the hostiles with the E100. Looking at the ammunition loads, you can see from the bottom, rate of fire, the E5 outperforms over doubles the rate of fire with the E100. But when you look at the overall damage, it's 750 for one shot against 400 for the E5. So you're looking at really this one with doing 800 damage with 2 shots for the same amount of time. But you got to think about it, that one shot will probably be easier to go in than the 2 shots for the E5. But then again, you may just bounce the one shot, but you may penetrate one of the E5 shots. It's all swings and roundabouts. Overall, the E5 is quite comparable to the rest. Shell speed is slowest on the E-100, unfortunately. So it means if you're in the E5, your shot's going to be going, so you're going to be able to lead, less lead time on the overall shell. Well, with the E-100, you can have to wait and look a lot further ahead and lead that target a lot more. Accuracy, E5's phenomenal, but the E100 and the IS7 are pretty standard, really. Pretty decent time. Aim time, it's not too bad at 2.9 seconds. Get a gun lane drive on there and I'll improve it if you really need to. Ammo capacity, it's got the best of the 3 ammo, which is good for any sort of bouncy shots, but you'll never really fire off 50 rounds, not when it's such a slow reload. Camo values, stationary, the camo value is non-existent really when you look at it. Even 8% is not that much, but it's still better than nothing. So even the IS7, which is quite hull down, doesn't have that good a camo rating. In motion, there's no camo. When firing, there's no camo. So it's just pointless looking at that. Looking at the trend, it's the worst one for credit income as well. The win rate is the best though. Damage dealt is the highest level at 891. Kills per battle, and you're getting the most kills with this tank than you do with any other one. Right. Let's look at the actual tank inspector and look at the armour. So this tank is a real beast. Let's look at it straight front on, face to face, 250mm to go through the lower plates. That's pretty decent. Tier 8s will struggle to get through, some tier 9s may struggle to get through. Upper plate, 336mm, and then you're just not able to penetrate if you go for a shot this side, so try to avoid that. There is no machine gun or any other sort of real weak spots on the tank. If you side scrape this tank to this level, it's going to ricochet off the side. It's increased to 380, 390. Lower plating's going up to 325. Always aim for this section here, but the best way to side scrape this tank is from this angle. Let's see if we can get any more out of it, shall we? Yeah, so that's better. So if you angle it to here, so you've got this part of the track, and the actual outside of the track is pointing to the enemy, then that's where you get your best chance of ricocheting and getting a side scrape. So it's actually 306mm there, and it's a ricochet to go for left side. 588, 378, further back he goes 400, he goes out to 450. At some points it's extremely high if they go for this point, it's up to 500 or 700. Now the turret, to make sure angle, you have this part here angling towards the hostiles. The turret itself, 273mm, so it's quite easy to penetrate. A lot of tanks, if you face on and shoot them, they'll just punch through you straight away. So when you're sat like this, you turn your turret to fire, don't you? Like that one. You take a shot, boom. Turn your tank turret so it reflects back towards the actual the hull, and that means that you get 323 to go for a shot here. Ricochets further down the gap. 321 at the front, but then it goes up to 350. That's probably like the best angling you can get. Anything more and you've provided too much side. So again, this section here on the track is the best position for side scraping. Now looking at the top down view, it's an arty magnet. I normally put a spore liner on there, and well, depending on clan requirements and what the clan wants. This is a bit of a weak spot, 151mm across the top, so you can see this little bar up here. It's quite good to penetrate. That little thing there, if you try to aim from the top of it, it's not actually anything there, it's just, there's no hitbox, so don't aim for it. Aim for these bars. You've got to aim for this big honky bar. This side part here has nothing again, so looking at the standard picture, that's nothing. You just need to be hitting that bar. Coming for a side shot on a turret, 156 and even 270mm, so it's quite chunky still. 192 and 155. Now you can even side scrape this tank quite easily from the back. Oopsie daisy. If you turn the tank to this position, it's a ricochet and it increases it to 220. It's not phenomenal obviously, but it is something. So I think it's called pretty self-explanatory. Shell price 1260, so you're not really going to make much money off the game. It's a shit scout. Penetration's 235, so overall it's a decent tank. We're going to be looking at two set guns though, the 128mm or 12.8cm and the other gun at 15cm. Let's look at some replay, shall we? So we're playing on mines today, and we have 52% win chance. I'm the only real tier 10 heavy on our side, and they've got an E5 heavy tank on their side. Teams are pretty close. So we're using a small gun now. Does 490 damage, 246 penetration, 311 with the APCR. I need to get 1923 damage to get respectable win 8 rating, if that bothers you. If it doesn't, fair dues. And I always wonder where I should go with this tank when I come onto this map. Generally though, I'll go around the back area, go down to D7 and try to hold that area, because I'm not that fast to get up into the middle. And normally if he's arty there, I'm just going to be arse buggered everywhere. It's a pretty punchy gun though. My statistics in this tank are not overly great. 43%. I could say because of my gameplay. A lot of the time though, it's just because of the people that you're with. I started playing with some new guys, LOM, and they're around 1800 win 8. So they're getting a lot of good wins, and my stats are improving. But when I play on my own, unless I can carry the game, I've got another good player with me, then I'm not generally getting such a high score. So I've got Conqueror and a KV4 in support. I'm facing off against an IS-3, a Batchat, a T-54, and there's another one in there somewhere. The E5 somewhere in front of me. There's no way I'm going to penetrate the T-54. And that was quite a lucky blow. If you just notice where the shot went, it went slightly to the left of the pike nose, which was perfect. But it was actually aiming for the right side, so the shot went left and gave me the hit. So first shot off the IS-3 missed. I'm side-scraping it slightly. So any shot he's going to be going from is going to be in the optimal arc, and it's going to miss. Unless he's using gold or gets closer. The scout's moving up around the back. Guys are fighting pretty heavily in the middle. The main concentration of tanks. So me and these few tanks are going to duke it out. KV4 is moving around for some reason. I'm not sure why. I'm ready and side scraping. When I fire, I'm going to turn my turret back in. I'm just prepped to be able to take the shot. I'm pulling out. I'm not sure if any hostiles will get a shot into me. So I turned. And the IS-3 put an AP shot straight through. I ain't got a clue where. He went through, I believe, the back there, the back half, well, the back quarter of the tank itself, through the side. I'm not sure how that shot went through, to be honest with you. If you look at the bottom of the screen under the health bar, it says the shot, as the angle was then, would have to be 487mm to penetrate from the back. So, RNG, I guess. I've only got one shot in, 480 damage. Second shot in, 944 damage caused so far. I need an additional 979 to be able to make it viable. Another shot from IS-3, hit my tracks. I'm turning my turret away because I can't fire yet. I don't want it to go straight through the front. I was starting to push up and I'm in danger of being flanked, so I'm now on my own. I do obviously have the T-28 and the Waffenträger Panzer IV in the back offering support. IS-3 is now on fire, he's not even got a fire extinguisher. What the... We've killed 9 of their tanks, they've killed 3, and all I've really got to do is hold my position. I've done 2,444 damage. That IS-3, I killed him in one. Mainly because he didn't have an extinguisher and he just kept on burning. With the E-100, you don't have to be there to do the maximum damage. You're a holder, you're a placeholder. Your main duty is to make sure that you can hold a flank if you're on your own, and that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not going to rush around the corner, try to get the kill in there and get myself killed, lose his entire flank to the enemy. Shot, not sure where he went through that time. There we go. He went through the side of the turret right at the bottom. Managed to get a shot back into 488 damage. So it's 2,932 damage, 2,015 win 8. Not including spot damage, which I'm getting all these spots in at the moment. Any damage they take I'm getting the points for. Second shot in, no health left, guy finished him off. Thank you very much for your spot there, bud. I've only got 2 tanks left. The 3.5k of damage with 7 shots fired. IS-3 was a bit of a blunder from his part. E-5 for some reason wasn't side scraping, so he had his arse showing to me. I've now turned it, my turret, if you notice. Right then, he took a shot at me, but because I was turned, even it wasn't angled that greatly, to be honest with you. I could have angled it far more. It should have been angled about there, so it would have been turned around more. He still did not penetrate and go through my... there you go, the mantlet. And he was just finished off by the back chat. Came still a glory. And that's basically it. 3,905 damage done. And this was only done like about a couple of weeks ago, this game. I've only I've only just bought the E-100 not so long ago, but I've played a few games, mainly in Clan Wars with the old Bulldog clan. So it's 2,797 win rate. After the game though, it ends up being around 4,000 because the ricochets and the way the credits earn is looking at your overall position, your tank, etc, etc. I'll put a link in the description or in a comment section if you want to know more on how credit is formulated. If not, just check on Google. 60,132 credits earned, 2,642 with a double. I didn't do much on this game apart from hold the line, and that was the main duty I had to do, and I did it. If I would have let the flank fall, they may have had a different position because he had 4 tanks there. They could have been able to get around and hit our guys in the back and the middle, so they would have been caught in a bull pinch manoeuvre, and it would have been devastating. Could have been, maybe, maybe not. Alright. So Leopard 1, cracking damage, 4,646, so Don, well played. The enemy team didn't do that much damage. Carnarvon and the IS-3 did no damage at all. We had quite a few people, well, I didn't have anybody actually who did no damage. Detailed report. So we had 2,470 blocked by my armour. 611 damage due to my spotting. I'll maybe doing for the D-track and the T-54, so I got some extra points for that. Fired 7 shots, 7 direct hits and 7 penetrations. Not a single gold was fired. The gun is wonderful. 44,806 credits earned. I said in one of my other videos, like T-57, I don't generally have a negative on a game unless it's a last ditch attempt and I'm just trying to equalise a game where we say we're down to 2 tanks, they've got 5 tanks, I'll load gold even if I'm going to lose and fire as much as possible in case I can try to turn the game. So again, I didn't do the max damage. I didn't do what a lot of people would have done because I only got the 2nd mastery badge for the damage, but I held the flank and that was my main duty. That's what you got to think about. A lot of people always think about what they can do, how can they maximise their points. It's not about that, it's a team game, it's a random game, and this isn't a tank for it. Anyway, let's look at the next gameplay. We're going to be using the 150mm gun or the 15cm gun on the E-100. Look at the difference in damage and ability. In this match we're in Northwest. I'm playing with 2 of my former clanmates, Mr. Stevie and Demar, both cracking lads, good players and good friends. Now the last gun had 246mm penetration. This now has 235 but more damage. Slow reload. It was 311mm penetration last time, but it's 334 this time. And 950 damage for the high explosives. Now, where would you go on this map if you're in high explosives? Go! Where would you go when you're in a heavy tank? I'll normally go push down the standard generic line down here, down the H line, down to the corner, or if my mates are going down there I'll try to take the upper level, go down the G line. Mediums, lights and such I'll normally go to the 1 line up to A. Push. Let's go speed it up a touch. So the penetration is worse, the reload is worse, the damage potential is greater, and to be honest with you, the sounds of this gun is really, really nice. What looks at our win rate. Win rate percent of 53%. Good touch. Contacts met. Both the other guys are going to push left side. I've angled quite nicely there. For him to be able to penetrate, he needs to get 257 at front, 266 at left hand side. Put a shot at, and I got a 688, quite a low roll for this gun. I was turning towards him. I shouldn't really have my turret turned towards him, I should have had it turned away so he couldn't have got a shot through. Now I'm just looking at how I can help my mate. So I'm going to pop over and hit him in the face. This is the first time I played with this gun, first game with this gun. It was only a clutch shot, I didn't really aim, and I got a 758, a nice roll from hitting him at the side of the turret. He turned his turret away from me so that my mate Stevie could not penetrate him. Thankfully though, he turned it the opposite way rather than pointing towards me. It would have been harder penetration. I'm going to try to fold this corner. I know there is a Death Star and it's been highlighted on the map. But there's a Death Star. Chunky hit of 1017 would set me on fire, but I managed to retaliate and set him on fire. So he did 658 initial damage with Hesh, 426 damage with a fire. I just couldn't put it out quick enough. I've gone and put spacebar as my fire extinguisher button. But I managed to take a massive chunk out of that guy. Second shot received from him, again Hesh, for 602 damage. I don't really have much left, but with this tank's sheer health levels, I've still got over 1,000 left. This IS-8, 10-1, just fired and went for my lower plate. That's where the shot went through. One shot from the 183, another shot from the 183. This IS-8 hasn't put a single shot into me. Centurion 7-1 was trying to SideScrape not very well, and don't know why with that tank, it's not that easy to do. Turning nicely, and his shot just blew off my track, that's all he could do. 3,189 damage done, or 2,221 win 8 base. Look at that, he just shot up 700 win 8 from one shot, 3,420 damage done. So really it only needs to do around 1,900 damage with this tank. So I'm going to speed it up now just to the next part of it. I haven't noticed that my driver, I believe, is dead. That's why I'm so unresponsive, the tank's so slow. It's going around 20 kilometers an hour, now 30. Speed it up because it's such a slow arse going up here. There we go, contact met. The tank's slugging it out. I've gone with healed my driver, so I'm back in the game. And the Object 140 is obviously not too happy, killed by a T-54. Two kills into the game. Colleagues have got one kill and none for, I think it's Mr. Stevie. Yeah, Mr. Stevie. Unfortunate. One thing you'll learn as well when you're looking at the lower glaciers, when you get shot from front, especially from any German tank, you're probably going to be set on fire. That's where that hair shot went straight through, right in the dead centre, or slightly to the left, slightly to the right. That's where your engines get knackered and you'll end up with your engine being on fire. Just know what you can do about it. So the other guys are going to look to go back, but I'm going to push on. I know there was a Jag Tiger E-100, Jag Tiger, sorry, spotted at B56. So I'm going to try to get up to him. No, he can one-shot me. So I've got to be pretty careful here. Especially me going uphill, that means my lower plate is raised dramatically and you can just fire down. But he's 575 health from that tortoise and didn't notice him. He can rip me apart, he can 3-shot me, I'll get some high rolls and 2-shot. Damar looks like he's going to turn around to come back to help me. Remember on correctly on TeamSpeak he was saying that he was actually going to try to flank the guy just to hold on. I put a nice shot, didn't aim for very long and he went straight through his commander's hatch. So 3,995 damage done. First game of this tank. Additional 2,071 damage on what I really needed, and 3,623 overall win 8. Plus you're looking at about 20% additional. Nice chunky hit, was very lucky, didn't get full aim then, and it was a hard shot to get. I don't even think I aimed properly, I just took a shot and got it in there. It's 4,673 damage, 3 kills, 2 guys left. E-100's now fighting a tortoise, an IS-8 and Mr. Stevie's E-100. He lost, tortoise got the kill. Shame Mr. Stevie didn't get a kill in. Now, what would you do in this position? The guy's backed up the hill. Should I go for it and maybe get a shot in and kill him, but maybe get killed myself? The chap's got 719 health left. I could get a low roll and be killed, or badly crippled and not be able to do anything about it. So all I decide to do is I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to keep him baited, keep him still. Damar's going to look at going around the back of him. And that 140 is being a bit racist. Bit of an emo. Whatever group that is, first lieutenant, first LT, whatever. All I've got to do is make sure he's facing me. I'll keep poking if he started to turn to back off or to go any other direction. I need to just pull him. I can just move up and kill. So he's just sat there waiting for me to come. He must know though, sadly, because he's not a stupid player. Got 1316, 27,000 games, 248 in our tank alone, minimum, because obviously depends on when it last updated. XPM even. I just have to keep him happy and sat there. It's so slow. I was sat here thinking, flip me, if he just rushes me, he can just probably knock me out. But our guys, because they're in such slow ass tanks, I'm moving up on the flank to get him. I'm not sure if it could be a problem with the rendering, because I know a lot of times I think Damar just took a pot shot. I just took a shot and completely missed him, and now he's chasing me. Damar took a shot at him, the guy realised what was happening. I managed to side scrape and the shot dinged. Flipping it, my arms are going all tingly. It's a Duke out of the finest. I've loaded heat. Sorry mate, I had to make sure it was a kill. Final kill, 5,392 damage, 5,688 win 8. But it actually worked out over 6,300 win 8 for that one game. I managed to do quite a few shots. Look at the end of game statistics. So, we only got the first mastery badge, 77,535 credits. It was a double, 3,620, because I can remember grinding this gun I was up to like 6 o'clock in the morning, one because I've got 4 slip discs and 2 because I really wanted to get the big gun, mainly because I was with Bulldogs and we were using this tank a lot in Clan Wars. I was able to do a lot more damage than some of the people with the big gun, but it was nicer just to have that awesome boom gun. Anyway, so I did 5,392 damage, 4 kills, 1,073 against my mates. The entire platoon did really well. 3,563 from Damar, and my mate Stevie 2,371. It was a really good play, so it was very unfortunate what he did then. I also got that object 140 was racism, 1,556. Whatever, dude. T54, well played. I'll Bassett, but did pretty good. So 10 shots fired, 10 direct hits, 9 penetrations. I used 1 heat shell, 35,465 gold still earned. That's what I meant before on the T57 and earlier the other clip. You still should be making money. Don't go stupid with heat. Heat's not needed on all occasions, only when you know that Jag Tiger E-100 was running down towards me. I would have probably been killed if I wouldn't have had heat. I wouldn't have gone through him. I wouldn't have got to his low glacis. I damaged 9, took 4 hits and 5 non-penetration hits. 2,200 damage blocked by my armour. 6 vehicles damaged, 4 destroyed. 147 damage done due to my assistance. 2.3 kilometers travelled. So overall, a fairly good game. I was happy with it. And let me know what you think to the replays. Do you want to see any other reviews, any gameplays? I'm going to look at mixing it up a bit now. Looking at playing Transformers Online, Transformers Universe. I'm looking at getting back into Altus Life and Arma 3. My mates just asked me to jump back on and to help him with his server. I've got a couple of other videos coming up. You're going to see a video per day around 7 o'clock GMT unless it's on a Sunday. It's going to be a bit earlier. So, for example, this video is going to come out on the 20th. As of now, I've just released a KV5 because it is like the Wednesday 13th. I've got another video going out tonight, the 14th of KV220, and then Friday of the Excelsior. Tomorrow I've got the Waffentrager E-100 coming out. So I'm going to be trying to plan them in, and I don't know how to do it. I may look at setting up a list somewhere so you guys can see what's automatically going to be uploading on what day. So you may see like a month's plan ahead of what reviews, what game I'm going to be playing and recording. I'm going to try to just make sure I've got at least 30 days worth of videos rendered and uploaded, but just scheduled in so they'll be released on that certain day. And then when I get to that level, I'm going to look at mixing in a few different games and building in, so I might do a release of a game at 9 o'clock at night and do a second level of games. It depends on how much time it takes me. Obviously I've got 3 children, I'm married, and I don't want to get my penis cut off by the wife. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Subscribe, spam that like, and I'll see you out there. You want to play a World of Tanks game with me? Hit me up. Send me any replays, and if I can do, I'll glorify them and immortalise your name. Anyway guys, take care and I'll see you out there. Stay safe.